Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Say hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I'm just talking about this Darrell Brooks murder trial. I've been hearing a little bit about it, but I'm going to actually play you guys clips. I'm sure you guys already seen it, so let's rock and roll.
Mr. Brooks, you just interrupted me within a minute of us starting this case here today. I'm asking you to respectfully not interrupt me. That's the second time, so I can go through the list of things that I need to get through this morning.
The trial for Darrell Brooks, the man accused of driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6 people, begins, and Brooks is representing himself as a sovereign citizen. I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime Sidebar Podcast. Darrell Brooks faces 76 counts in Waukesha County. 6 of those counts are intentional homicide. And we're looking at the top moments of the Brooks trial so far, with opening statements beginning Thursday. The day started with Waukesha County Judge Jennifer Darrell asking Brooks to put on a suit.
It is your choice, though. Are you willing to go back to your cell and put on your suit?
It is my right to do so or to not do so. And at this point, Your Honor, who doesn't know that I'm in custody?
Mr. Brooks, I've had many trials with individuals who are in custody, and when I've talked to the jurors after the conclusion of the case, they had no idea. The whole point of allowing for street clothing is not only to shield jurors from the fact that you are in custody, but also you being in a suit and a tie or other street clothing, I think also lends to the dignity of the proceedings. This is a trial. Again, it is your choice. Are you willing to go back to your cell and be dressed in the street clothes that you previously appeared in?
With all due respect, I do not agree with that assessment whatsoever. There's no possible way that anybody will not know that I am in custody. I think that's a well-known fact because it's reported on every day in the media. It's shown every day on the news where I am, what jail I'm housed in, and that I'm in custody. It's virtually impossible for anybody to not know that I'm in custody.
And joining me to discuss this is Bernarda Villalona. She is a defense attorney and a former prosecutor. Bernarda, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Anjanette.
I don't think I've ever seen a judge in all my years covering court cases have to tell a defendant, we need you to put some clothes on that are appropriate for court. You need to put on a suit. What did you think when this started this morning?
So in 18 years practicing in criminal law as a prosecutor as well as a defense attorney, I have never heard a judge tell a defendant, put on some clothes, because usually that's the very basic in every trial, in every case where the defendant, the number one they take into account is I want to be professionally dressed so a jury can watch me and be able to judge me fairly because of, one, the clothes that I have on. Remember, first appearances are the most important.
Let's take a look at another clip where the judge obviously got frustrated with Brooks.
Or interruptions. We'll be off the record while we do that. Thank you,
I don't agree to a stop. I move for a motion to dismiss for being under duress and being coerced into a contract that I did not consent or agree to. I have a right to be present for trial.
Now, Bernarda, what is your take on how the judge is handling this thus far? This is something that we don't see very often. Someone saying, I'm going to represent myself. I'm a sovereign citizen. And his behavior is just kind of beyond the pale.
So what makes this case stand out from a lot of other cases, I have seen defendants represent themselves even in homicide cases in New York. However, in those cases, the judge always gives standby counsel to be present during the entire trial to be able to assist the defendant. But in this case, as you can see, there is no standby counsel because that's not applicable in the state of Wisconsin. So this is a huge issue in terms of the defendant's behavior and also how he's going to represent himself because he is totally on his own.
It's here.
So did you guys hear that or, see that or whatever? You know what I mean? So, it seems like that this guy, his behavior, I'm going to play you guys some more stuff in a minute, but, it's on a commercial. I don't want,
Let's take a look as Brooks returned to the courtroom without a shirt.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I need to make a record that at 8:42 a.m. this court ordered Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption with the court. This, of course, comes on the recent history with Mr. Brooks. On every day that we have been in court since Monday, he has shown a complete and utter disrespect for the simple rules of civility. He has been removed from the courtroom multiple times. This morning alone, he started interrupting this court within a minute of the court calling the case. I should also make a record at the moment he is muted because of the way that he was removed from the courtroom and his conduct since. I have been given just a bit of information about it. I will advise everyone that I have required that the Sheriff's Department file a written report with the court regarding Mr. Brooks's conduct. I'm told that he would not sit down while in this courtroom in order to have the shackles removed so that he could be taken to the other courtroom, that he was resisting, that at one point he took off a shoe and it appeared to the deputies that he was going to throw the shoe.
So Bernarda, in that clip, she's discussing how Brooks had to be removed from the courtroom. Your take?
She was right in having him removed from the courtroom. It is so sad that we're seeing mental health breakdown taking place right before our eyes, and especially in a case when you're talking about this man having killed 6 people. But to the extent that this man, Darrell Brooks, has now taken off his shirt, now that is something you definitely don't see in the courtroom, and it was appropriate for the judge to have him removed and also tell him to put on a shirt.
And then there was discussion about a mental health exam that had been performed on Brooks earlier this year.
Attorney Opper, and I do appreciate you raising that with the court because I share your observations that you've just noted on the record. I would adopt them fully as if they were my own and make them part of the findings that I've already made on the record. Obviously, I personally haven't listened to the jail phone calls that you referenced, but I do take your statements as an officer of the court. I look forward to further reviewing them, if need be, changing any conclusions that I've reached here today, and I would require you to file that exhibit so that that can be part of the record as well. I would also add to what you have just stated. This court has read through not one, not two, not 3, but 4 evaluations related to the special plea that was withdrawn. And those are very recent evaluations where the examiners met face-to-face in the jail or in an appropriate visitation room with Mr. Brooks, either in July or August of this year. And every single one of those individuals did a mental status exam that's noted in their report. Frankly, the behavior that we're starting to see here is no different than some of the behavior that was noted by those examiners as well.
So basically, Bernarda, it sounds like they're saying, look, the guy's competent. You know, he's undergone a mental health exam. So your thoughts on that?
Well, it's important for the judge as well as the prosecutor to put on the record that Mr. Brooks has been evaluated, and based on that evaluation, he is competent to proceed. He is competent to be able to understand what is going on in the courtroom and also the roles of the different players. That's why it's so important to constantly remind the court as well as the parties and the public that this man has been cleared to be able to move forward. So while we're seeing all these crazy performances by Darrell Brooks, in the end, you have a doctor who said that Mr. Brooks is competent to proceed to trial.
And
So, it seems like this man is, Jones, what's going on, buddy? Seems like this man, again, incapable. It seems like he doesn't want to take accountability, which a lot of people don't want to do nowadays. It's you know what I mean? It's like you killed 6 people. It's like, come on, man. Like, I'm gonna play something else if I can. I'm just trying to see what clip I want to try to put down. But it's just like, to me, it's too bad that this man did what he did. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. But a lot of times, if we don't take accountability for our actions, then you know what's gonna happen. So like I said, it's like this man, that's your business. But like I said, you're in prison, and for you to even act that way and not have a shirt on, be foolish, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. So see if this one works. Quick clip before. So, quick clip that I'm going to show.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Darrell E. Brooks, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 2 of the information. Did the defendant commit first-degree intentional homicide while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes.
Burning hell, you piece of shit.
Hey, you are to be removed right now. You will not do that.
So I guess those are the people. There were 6 people. So yeah. So 4 women, one older white man, one older little boy, Jackson Sparks. So again, this is if you don't take accountability in your life as a man or woman, then you know what? That's our problem in this world. Not enough accountability. And this man obviously has problems, and for him to do this. So, you're going to get what you deserve, man. And for you to act like a fool, the judge was telling you to put on a suit. You didn't want to because you felt like, oh, I'm already in custody. and I'm already locked up. So why do I need to do this? Okay, that's what. But you didn't help yourself out any better, and by acting up and having your shirt off and being a fool, again, it just goes to shows people that you're just a difficult person. But now that you're difficult, I hope that you learn your lesson, because you're going to be locked up for a long time for doing what you did. So, people got to understand the choices you make. I just say this and get off in a few. It seems like people don't like peace. You know what I mean? They only like peace if if let's say something bad happens to them. Now all of a sudden they want peace now, but they don't want peace before, or they don't understand their actions as a person. So I want people to understand that everything in this life is a choice, and you have to understand that. If you don't, then you're going to be in certain predicaments like this person is, and others. So you know what? It's too bad that those 6 people are no longer alive. But you know what, though? He's paying the price. And you know what? If you don't repent before he dies, he's going to burn in hell. So, just like a lot of us do. So, but feel free to check out my YouTube channel. Type in my name, Russell Mills, RussellMills, May 22nd, 2017. My first video is called Why Black People Settle for Less. So everybody take care. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.